G'day trendsetters, John with Gravel Cyclist. I'm coming to you today from Steamboat Springs, Colorado, and the home of Moots. And to my immediate right is...
Medlock, president of Moots Cycles. And we're excited to show you our factory today. We've been making bikes here in Steamboat Springs since 1981 and can't wait to take you guys inside.
All right, awesome, let's get on with it.
In the motor shop, this is kind of where we start constructing the frames. You know, we take every order as a yellow card, then we start with a CAD drawing, and from that CAD drawing, we'll literally construct every tube on the bike, shape it, bend it, squish it, miter it, fit it all up in the frame jigs before we pass it off to welding. So we have an array of different machines set up in here to do different tasks. A lot of these are older vintage machines, basic controls on them with just very simple digital readouts. A lot of these mills on this side of the shop we set up for different rear end tasks, seat stays, chain stays, different sub-assemblies that are mainly rear end processes. That side of the room we have 4 vertical mills that we use for front ends. So top tubes, down tubes, seat tubes, some curved tubes. The lathe in the back we use almost on every bike to do our parting off. A couple of hidden gems. We have a swager in the back corner, a bunch of different benders that we've made in-house here that we do all our chain stay bending, seat stay bending, down tube, top tube bending, and then we have a bunch of different fixture plates here that we use for seat stays, chain stays, so on and so forth.
And hanging up on the wall here, trendsetters, is one of the Moots steel bikes. They used to make steel. This bike is, I think, circa late 1980s, but that's to an earlier time. Now Moots is exclusively titanium.
Hey, this is Eric in the Moots CNC department. It's Evan hiding back there, the other machinist. Yeah, over here we try to make as much stuff in-house as possible. So today we got just started making derailleur hangers. So those are about half done for our dropouts that we make in-house. Got some BB shells going in this machine that Evan's working on. And then these guys are dual binders, which we use on our stems. That's what clamps your stem to your fork steerer. Seat post tops are running over there in that turning center. And yeah, I mean, we're trying to bring as many parts in-house as possible. So over the last couple of years, the number of stuff we bought from outside vendors is going down and down and down. When you were in the miter shop, we also made all the tooling and fixtures over there. Same thing over in welding. So when you get over there, you'll see purge units, heat sinks and whatnot. And then the same thing in finish, just lots of fixtures. If we can make it in-house, we try to.
All right, so here's one small thing we've been working over the last couple of years. So this is actually a 3D printed 6.4 titanium piece. We use this for all of our flat mount disc brake bikes. This allows us to get really tight, precise fit up for the flat mount standard on the rear of the bike, without having to create too many welds and too much heat in the back of the bike. Super strong, super light, very precise part. All of our output, only waste we have is in aluminum and titanium. That all gets recycled and use that for beer money every month.
Caleb Franklin, been at Moots for 18 years and been welding for a dozen years. And I'm about halfway through welding this bike right now, working on chainstay and bottom bracket junction.
This gentleman in front of me is actually welding the steerer portion of a Moots Titanium stem.
So this is Kelsey here. She's in part of our weld team, and right now she is just finishing cleaning some tubes up that we'll weld. Before you weld titanium, everything has to be perfectly clean so you don't get any kind of corrosion in the weld. So right now we're in the tacking area of the weld department. So how our process works, we take every frame in, put it on this jig right here, and then do a tack on all the parts to make sure that all the tubes are in alignment. So we check it before we tack it, then once it comes out of tack, we check for alignment, precision again, before it goes over to the final weld process.
So right now I'm getting this bike ready to go onto the machine for the bottom bracket, where I will face the top of it. I'll face the top and both sides, I should say.
And Drew, you were saying this area is where a lot of finishing happens.
So this is where we start all the finishing process for the frames. So after they come out of the weld, like Blake says, we have to check all the surfaces to make sure they're perfectly parallel in alignment. Put threads on for a threaded rod and bracket shell, and then actually check alignment for the frame one last time before we finish it.
What I'm doing right now is just a chemical etch, where I'm using an etch solution to scour the tubing to get it down to a very, very clean surface. So the first step in the process.
In case you're wondering, he's prepping this frame for the Stanley finish, which I will overlay at some point in this video. It's quite spanky in person, I have to say. Now this is an example of what can be done with anodizing. Look how amazing that looks. Oh my God, Drew, that's pretty spanky, mate.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. This all comes out from a little solution and some electrical currents.
This is a close-up of the Stanley finish on the rear chainstay. You really need to see this in person to appreciate it. That's how nice it is.
So all our frames at Moots have a really unique satin titanium finish. This is done by blasting the frame. So that's what happens behind this door here, is we're blasting all of the frames. Unfortunately, they're working in there right now, so we can't go in there without full ventilation, eye protection to see what they're doing.
This gentleman is exiting the blasting room. Notice he has on hearing and ventilation, and he's got some seat posts there he just finished working on. And he just closed the door. So Drew's holding a refurb frame. Moots offers complete refurbs on a lot of their older bikes. They've had customers coming with bikes as old as 20 years old and older possibly, I don't know. But it's good service, and look at this. Bike's as good as new. I'm at the back dock of the Moots facility, and there's 4 frames heading out today. There'll probably be some more frames heading out later on. It's early in the morning, and this is 4 of about maybe 1,200 frames that Moots produces every year. So they're pretty busy. It's not a huge shop, but they're very productive.
Look at this beautiful lad. He's welcoming me to the Moots showroom. He's a pretty rough life, don't you, mate, huh?
Thank you for watching. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the Gravel Cyclist YouTube channel. I'll see you in the next video.